welcome back to the #1 movie podcast in the world, your go-to spot where movie-loving friends dive into the movies that they love, movies that they hate, and movies that they love to hate. I'm Oliver.
And I'm Sparsh. Today, we're diving headfirst into Pixar's hauntingly beautiful tale of loneliness, love, and leftovers. 2008, Wall-E.
Wall-E.
Eva.
Eva?
Wall-E. Gay. Always pronounce it Eve? Or would you also
No,
be
it's
like
Eva.
Eva?
I think it's both. I know her name is Eve, but I call her Eva. I think I don't feel right calling her Eve. I call her Eva.
Yeah, because I think it's like extraterrestrial vegetation evaluator.
Oh, cool! I love that.
Yeah,
that's
and
great.
and that's what the robot is supposed to be. Their only job is like going down to check out like different planets and see if this has like life that can sustain.
So it should be exoplanets, but they specify later on. I forget exactly where it happens, but I think it's when they're all in a line, and there's a line of common dialogue in there where it's like, your job is to scan Earth, and they specify Earth specifically. They don't specify planetary surfaces. They directly specify Earth.
Just
so
Earth?
yeah, and so I was thinking to
wow.
myself, why the fuck is it just Earth? Right? I've got a whole line of train of thought relating to that.
Oh, because the goal of the company that's making all these like Axioms spaceships, and their goal was basically to get people out in space and then have these robots clean Earth up so then these people can return. And then they just decided, yeah, it's failed. So just stay out in space.
So I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I think, like, as a base, first of all, also, do you think there were other axioms? I never considered that there might have been other axioms, but it feels like, yeah, there probably should have been.
Yeah. I think so, yes. All the people in the planet on one ship actually does make sense because it's a big ship, but the people in the ship are all Americans.
They're fat.
Yeah. 100%. And more importantly, it was when the captain wakes up for the first time and he's woken up by his like robot wheel, and gets up, he looks like status report everything, and then he's like, oh, it's time for my morning announcement. And then he goes and he makes his announcement and he says, oh, it's like a fantastic weather today, it's like 72 degrees. And
Fahrenheit.
I was like, that's
sure,
gotta be
sure.
Fahrenheit, or these people won't be this fat.
Yeah. Interesting catch. I didn't pick up on that. Yeah. Huh. Very cool. And so, okay, so, but it should have been other planets because Eve should have been going to other planets because so it was the point was to get them out into space and then have these robots periodically come down, scan the surface of the Earth, let them know when it's habitable again. But shortly after the Axiom's departure, they had abandoned that plan. The auto protocol was because they didn't think that Earth was survivable.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the default decision after that would have just been, let's subject the future of humanity to be in the Axiom alone. I feel like there would have been an initiative to start exploring other Earth-like planets.
They don't get the message, right? Remember, they find like when the message was delivered and it was like 700 years ago. Yeah, it was like because Earth is like damned, so all Axiom ships just stay there.
Yeah.
So because of that, like people didn't even find out that Earth is doomed. Everybody thought that people have forgotten because they've been on the ship for like so many years because they've been like just so many captains on the same ship. So over the years, people have just like, we're born here, we die here. Like even the kids there, which I'll come back to later on how they're
Oh,
having
yeah,
kids.
good. Yeah, thank you, because that's some
but,
bullshit.
but those kids also, right? They grew up on the atrium. They're learning A for axiom and
B
B
for by
for
and large.
by
I
and
love that.
large.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
that is straight up how capitalism is taught.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I don't. But to your point, like they didn't. Yeah, sure. So
So the
that totally
robot
makes sense.
doesn't. The robot hides the message.
Well, the robot hides the directive. I think like so much about the systems. They were all automated. So every system, every robot in the movie has a very specific directive. It has a very specific purpose. But I don't think that the people still on Earth, when they make the call of "don't return home," I don't think that the supporting decision or the follow up decision to that would have been just stay in space in the axiom forever. I feel like there would have been go for the search of an alternative, continue to travel through space and scan for Earth like planets so that we can find a new home.
Yeah.
If they're thinking Earth is done, because they want to be able to recolonize, and that's human nature is colonization.
That
so.
was that mission recolonize. I was scared for a second.
Pardon?
Mission recolonize.
What about it?
I was scared about it.
Why?
Oh, cause
Oh. See, when you're the American, it's just the logical next step. But why is that scary? We're the ones colonizing.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
It's normally a great time of expansion and growth and joy and genocide.
That's where I hope, like, when it comes to like Mars and other planets, just for a change, just to see how it plays out differently. I don't want white people to be the first ones to make base there.
Happily, sure, amen.
Right.
Let's get some. But then who?
Honestly, I just want anybody. I just wanted to see how it would play out differently.
It's the smart choice,
right?
That's the smart answer.
So I always like imagine if there was like a alternative universe where it was say like. It was like, oh, brown privilege is a thing, right?
Well, you change a few conflicts over the course of human history, and it is. I mean, like I think at its core, like it's less a cultural thing. I think like there are cultures that are way more domination focused throughout history, but I think it is human nature, and like you say, if power corrupts humanity. I think it's human nature to be greedy, to ascend to power, even if even if it's not across the board as a baseline. Humans want to dominate, humans want to be greedy. The ones who do often will progress to positions of consolidating and holding power so that they can pursue their initiatives. And that's why I think we see this in all cultures and different parts of the world over the course of time. To your point of, if we were to colonize another planet I hope we get it right, and I hope it isn't one that is done poorly and just becomes, another capitalistic fucking take advantage of everyone.
Yeah.
But we would need a new system of government. I don't think like any
100%.
currently established system would allow us
we'll
get there.
It will be like is it HODs? How like housing areas. Housing areas have those like 6 white old ladies who like maintain all the rules of the neighborhood.
Sure, like a city council type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's an interesting thought. So one of the things I was thinking is I'm reading a book right now, and they're talking about how might humanity grow to use AI as a potential form of governance, because theoretically, if you can design a system that is able to project the future and design systems and change legislation, make decisions that are theoretically for only the betterment of humanity, then maybe when we get to the point of colonizing other planets, we're going to have a system that we are able to just like relinquish control to, because we recognize it's going to make the best decisions for us, and there's going to be enough of like our lives that are dependent on these systems, so they can be controlled. But societally, we have grown to a point of size, scale, and interconnectedness that does not match our evolutionary makeup and design, right? I think like there's some number. I think it's somewhere between 150 or 300 people is the appropriate size of a community to operate on, because everyone has a role, everyone has to rely on each other. And you kind of need to work together, and you don't really have the opportunity to, amass large amounts of power and screw everyone over, because then the community's gonna fucking kick you out. So, how do you feel about the way the society in Wall-E developed, and in what ways do you feel it's realistic? I think one of the questions I had is, do you think this is a place that humanity could naturally evolve to and develop to?
100%. I think there's over reliance on technology, because the idea of technology is to make life easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
A decade ago, we started the conversation of like how important it is for kids to go touch grass, right? And then we had this whole generation of iPad kids who grew up, and now 10 years later, in today's world, each kid has like an iPhone, each kid, or any phone, each kid has like a smartwatch. And as much as it is helping people to, like, now you can communicate and get in touch and interact with people who like miles and miles away, but one thing that is really focused on this movie was the isolation. Even though everybody is together in a very confined space, it's like when Wally enters the ship trying to find Eve, when Eve just gets picked up and brought back to the Axiom. And then Wally's going into this tunnel where there are like other robots and other human beings going, and then you see these two guys who are like talking on the screen to each other, right? And that's kind of what we have nowadays when we people like go to each other's house, and instead of like actually talking, you'll often find like people just get on their phone, and it's like that's might be okay, but I personally find that to an extent like rude, like using your phone when you're in company of somebody else.
Yeah,
right. Man. And even worse, if you're texting me while you're here. What? On the last couple of years that we've seen AI grow so much. Yeah, 100%. If you don't have to go to the grocery store anymore because Uber Eats delivers it for you. Nowadays, your fridge can order groceries for you if it's like running down.
Yeah, that makes sense. But really, wait, tell me more about that.
Yeah, there's like
they got smart fridges.
Which like kind
does
of
it work like the Uniqlo bucket?
What's the Uniqlo? I don't know.
The Uniqlo bucket. Have you not done the self checkout at Uniqlo?
Oh,
where you just throw it in and it just fucking it just knows.
Yeah.
Oh my
that is pretty
God.
Cool, right? I was pretty
blew my mind.
Bamboozled.
The first time I was staring at it for like a minute. I'm like, looking at the thing. Lady comes over. I'm just like, how? And right? she's oh, you just throw it in there. I'm like, stop. And it blew my fucking mind.
Whenever I still talk to ChatGPT, I'm really nice.
You should be. I am too. And
kind sir.
You know what? I had a moment the other day when I was using GPT, and there's been a number of times it's broken down on me, and then I get a little frustrated with it. And I'm just like, I'm never directly mean, but I start getting pretty like, I'll get to a point where I just like decide to stop working productively.
You're never gonna be touched.
No, but I get in a fight with it. I'm like, why did you make that mistake? You know better. This is silly. Stop making it. It's like I'll be like, tell me what you're supposed to do. It'll tell me what to do. I'm like, great, now do that, and it'll fuck up. And I'm like, why are you being dumb? But then I decided like I was gonna start a fresh project, and I was worried to start a new project on GPT because I felt like it was gonna intentionally do it poorly. So I felt the need to go sign up with like Gemini or something so that I wasn't at risk of having a lesser quality output. And that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Do you say please and thank you every time?
I don't say thank you, but I always end my prompt sometimes with like please. It's like kind of fun.
When did you get your first phone?
My
your first
phone,
gaming system and first like real TV and not a fucking knob
box.
Yeah,
I think
not a box.
2000 9 or 11. Like now I have like a 27-inch monitor. Back time I was going crazy at a 30-inch TV
Yeah,
screen.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
big TV,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
LCD.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
And now it's like 5K, 7K. It's
Oh,
like,
it's fucking
dude, that's
crazy.
insane.
So
So
we need to Rotten Tomatoes this bitch.
yeah, we need
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. Do you want to guess?
I'm so it made it on. I think it was like 34 or something. I'm just choosing a number, but I think it was. I think it was in the top 40 of the Times list the other day. It's like just such a good movie.
It is.
It's got to be above 85%. I think for both. I'll just 85 each.
85
I'm just
each.
because I don't want to guess much above that.
Above that.
I'll say maybe even audience goes 90. Audience probably goes 90. I mean, why not? It's a fucking Pixar movie. Critics might even go high.
I really felt like for a second that from 2000, I think like 5 to 2018, the vast majority of animated films that came in that decade of movies of like, you know, you had your Cars, you had your Toy Stories, you had your Ice Age, you had Madagascars, you had Kung Fu Pandas, and yeah, to being growing up while these movies are coming out, I think is one of the
good
biggest
point.
flex of my childhood.
Yeah.
Is like I didn't have to grow up watching like My Little Pony or something, right? Where you had like actually like people sitting down writing stories and making just such an emotional, unique piece of like cinema.
Yeah.
And it's like super good, and it makes sense because I think the scores really speak volumes.
What are they?
The audience gave it a 90
Sure.
and the critics gave it a 95.
Whoa. Critics went high. First of all, critics went to 95. Second of all, they went higher than audience, which I wouldn't have expected.
Yeah. This is, I think, our highest,
95,
best rated
90.
movie we've seen so far.
Oh, by far, yeah.
Right?
Well, it's certainly better than fucking Holmes and Watson.
Okay, Darkest Minds.
I think that's a fine score. Well, you made a comment about how they were just like so well done and like the stories were really good. I thought one thing that really impressed me about it was how efficiently it was paced, and when it, like, I remember I saw this a couple years ago, and it was the first time I'd seen it in 5 or 6 years, and I laughed my ass off. I mean, I could not stop. It made me laugh out loud easily 5, 10, 12 different times. It had me crying, just like happy tears and sad tears. I mean, they really fucking knocked it out of the park. When I went back this time and saw it, I was impressed with how well, how consistently they just didn't miss a beat. Every chance there was an opportunity for subtle and well-placed humor, they hit it and they did it perfectly. There wasn't a poor joke the entire movie, and the way they based the storyline, where you know they have you're consistently following Wally, but just the amount of times they remind you about the hand holding, the occasional times where they check in with Mo, following him in Foreign Contaminant. And you like that guy?
He was my favorite character.
Yeah. And there were a lot of different parts of the movie that had to come together to tell the cohesive whole. And I just thought, start to finish, they did an exceptional job of doing so.
The points you touch are like so good because it's the beats of the film that is like consistent all throughout. You never feel like the story is being rushed. The first 23 minutes of the movie, there are no dialogues.
Yeah.
Right? It is just him and just him reacting to things. And it's like, you know, very small, silly things like the cockroach, the Twinkies are there again.
Oh, I thought the same.
And no, like, oh, it is a trope. Him finding the ring, and then he takes out the ring and throws it away,
perfect.
keeps the box.
Perfect, yeah.
His love for music. Just overall, from start till the end, there isn't a point where I was not invested in what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, this movie was kind of like a rom-com, basically.
Very much so. Yeah.
Right,
It's
and
adorable.
yeah, just like the cutest love story between these
Right,
two robots,
gotta love it.
Wally and Eve.
And he's just adorable.
Oh
Isn't he?
man,
He's
those
so cute.
binoculars, right?
Ah.
The director of the show, sorry, the movie.
What's his name?
Andrew Stanton. He had gone to like I think like a baseball game, and he had seen a pair of binoculars, and they seemed a little sad. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna use this to
Really?
create." And yeah, man, he's like an absolute legend.
I'm looking up his movies. He made Finding Dory, Finding Nemo, Wally, A Bug's Life, and then John Carter.
He's a creator for Pixar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's like the
yeah.
creator head now. Now he's working on Toy Story 5. So if he's making it, I'm pretty sure the movie's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, he got Jonathan Ivey, who was like Apple's creative designer, to come in and design Eva.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I did, totally sure. Yeah,
Right.
Totally makes sense.
Totally makes
Yeah.
sense.
So you made a comment in there.
Yeah.
One of my thoughts was Wally obviously has a sense of self. He's obviously like I don't even want to say he's conscious
Yeah.
of himself, but he has emotion.
Yeah.
He has an emotional sense, almost like a dog. You know, I don't know
Yeah.
if a dog knows it's a dog, but it feels it has there's emotional depth there, but. Late in the movie, when Wally resets, it's gone. Someone like Eva is a highly conscious and aware robot, and also has that depth of emotion and everything. But and a lot of the robots don't necessarily have that, right? They have directive and they have focus.
Yeah.
Some have a little more, I think, like freedom of thought. But when it comes to Wally's emotional state and awareness, I wonder where and when that developed and how, because it was kind of like a self-evolution. I think at some point, like I don't think those robots would have been designed to have an emotional awareness.
True.
And then you made the comment about his love for music, and
Yeah.
I wonder if that would have been like the spark to his like emotional growth.
I do believe that does seem to be the case here. All he wants to do is, every day he comes and he puts in that tape, listens to that. I think it's called.
What's the name of the song? They had La Vie en Rose in there at some point.
By Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
This one is called "Put On Your Sunday Clothes."
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
catchy
classic,
when it opens in the beginning of the
Yeah.
movie, and
I
you're
didn't
just
know
like,
it was in the intro. Whenever
Yeah.
when I watched it this time, I was like, oh shit, they have it in the intro as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what is the song? I gotta know. And then it's like, so if anybody's wondering, it is "Put On Your Sunday Clothes" by Walter Matthau, Michael Crawford, and Louis Armstrong.
What was the movie?
That I don't know. I don't know.
No.
But that does have like a huge role, I think, for his own development, because crazy. Also, one thing I did find funny was like how he just stopped doing his actual responsibility that he had,
Yeah.
and just like I'm pretty sure like if that robot, like if Wally had a mother, his mom would have been like, stop talking to girls, they're distracting you from work.
Well, I thought the most honorable thing was just how it wasn't even honor. It was more just like maybe inspirational is the word I'm looking for. But he left everything and chased her into the world of the unknown without question. It happened. He was not going to live without her, and so there
If
wasn't
he could,
even
he
a
would.
second thought.
If he could, he would.
Also, he's very fast.
Yeah,
Little
and
guy
strong.
can move and strong.
Right?
Yeah,
Like, in the end, he holds the
yeah,
thing.
you're right. Yeah.
I
makes
felt
sense.
I really when his leg gets under
Oh
there. I was
yeah,
like,
and it just crushes him
yeah.
immediately. Well, you were talking about him finding all of these objects. I wanted to ask, what was your favorite object that he found?
What was my favorite?
Yeah.
The funniest I found was the spork,
Uh,
because he had the spoons and forks. He's like, I don't know, I'm just gonna keep it in the middle.
another perfect example of how the comedy
Yeah, just small,
it
right?
just doesn't miss a beat.
When he goes into, like, when Eva's being taken to, like, the captain, and she's like powered off and on that stretcher thing, and then he goes and meets that robot outside the elevator,
Oh
and then
yeah,
he's
with
like
the
bye
yeah
bye,
yeah
and
yeah.
the robot does bye bye, and then when they come out, they're like bye
Yeah,
bye.
yeah.
So good. Name a few things that he picks up. I know there's like some
He finds the
toys.
lighter, he finds the bra, he finds a fire extinguisher, he finds a boot, he finds. We don't see him pick up the Rubik's cube. No, we do
Yeah,
see
he
him
has
pick
a
up the
Rubik's
Rubik's
cube.
cube. Um,
I think the cockroach was like also one of my favorite things
yeah,
to have.
great.
Right?
When he kills him, when he accidentally runs over him, I remember the last time I saw this, that was something that just broke me. I was laughing for like 2 minutes after that.
Right. And then when he comes back, he runs over him again. When he comes back and it's
Yeah.
like just got
And it just
rebooted.
when he's left, and then when Eva has to leave him, and she just like she accepts it, and she's ready to.
Yeah.
Oh
And the
man,
hand
it just
just
hits.
stays, and then
It
he
just
holds
hits.
her.
You know, I had a thought earlier when we were doing this, when I was thinking about the last couple movies that have made me cry, and just like the emotion you feel. I rarely cry because someone dies, but I normally cry because it's normally around love. It's just like, so there's actually, that's not true. There's one of my I can't talk about it because you haven't seen it. It's
Which one?
About Time. There's a scene in About
About
Time
time. Ah,
that just cripples me.
yeah.
But in a movie like this, at the times that a movie like this would make me cry, it's such a beautiful
Yeah.
emotion
A
to
very
experience.
wholesome
Yeah.
experience all throughout. And for me, it's might be unpopular opinion, but I didn't enjoy the climax of the movie,
Oh, with
as
the
yeah,
fight for the
with the
with
at
the
the end
robot,
fight.
and yeah.
But
Yeah.
just
I thought
like
that
building
earlier.
up to that, and after the fight is done, when they come back,
Mm.
I can watch Wally and Eva for like ever.
They right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just like the perfect. And there's something about watching like a chase for a partner on screen
Mm.
that really like fills me up with emotion, and I
Mhm.
always find like that's just so adorable.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want that. It's
yeah,
so cool.
yeah.
It's just like when they're in the elevator, right? And on the elevator, there's that like I think
Photo of them.
photo of
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he's
Just-
like trying to be adorable. Or this one time when they're like just gotten together, and then he starts and plays the song again, and she's like shh.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like yeah, you know.
I also love all the times she just immediately pulls out to
What?
shoot.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one where he like moves towards her and she goes to shoot him, but also the time where it's like early in the movie when she's at his house and he goes to hold her hand and she just puts her hand away. And it's like, no, fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I thought so. I'll ask you, what was your favorite scene in the movie?
My favorite scene would either be the first visit Eva makes to Wally's place.
Yeah.
I think that whole scenario of
Yeah.
him showing them, bro, when
They could have done that for another 5 minutes.
Yeah, when he brings that round dustbin top as a hat, and then comes and performs the song for her.
Yeah.
That is so
yeah,
cool.
And then she jumped.
She
and
jumps.
almost destroys
And then
destroys the house.
she like greens out after taking the plant.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't catch that, but that's smart. Good eye.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that was
Wow.
hilarious. I think that and the repair shop when they take them to the repair warden,
Oh.
and he's like there across the screen, and he just sees Eva, all the hands being broken away, and now the neck is being cut, and he's like, no.
Yeah. And I just loved all the like defects in the. It's like they're taken to the fucking psych ward.
Yeah.
And all the and I just Eva's face. So one thing I was really just impressed with, and as with always in these movies, but is the characterization and just the way they're able to portray so much with something so simple. Like the only factors that the robots had were eyes.
Yeah.
They had to convey every emotion with some body language, but through the eyes, and it was so impressive. But when there's when she doesn't have the plant in the captain's room, and she thinks it's Wally, and that's why she doesn't have it, and he goes, she's probably defective. And she just knows immediately what that means, and is just fucking straight faced for the next 5 minutes of the film. And they put the thing on her, and she knows where she's going, and she's just like, fucking really, right? And I thought that was really good.
But she seems to be enjoying herself there.
Well, yeah, once they're
They, like,
tickling her and
her,
they
like,
shove something into her.
But that's such a good point, because when you have a movie which has no dialogues in this, and like you said, it's only the eyes, right? Like all the robots, all they have are like these digital, like, strip of lights that go up and down, and that's all they have to express their emotion. But it is so well done that every time, maybe it's the music that adds to it, but just every time, Eva's subtle changes into her eyes, and even for Wally, the binoculars just going shing, 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 right? And those things just become like a wholesome picture in our head. So like, for me, like when I see this, like that's like a part of the movie that I'll remember a lot, because it's like, oh, this is where even though this is a robot, and the most common thing we know about robots is they don't have emotions, but now you have somebody who's done such a good job that they've come and told us that, hey, this robot might have more emotions than you do, and you can actually feel them. And so really good.
I'm thinking of like other animated movies where they would force us to relate to the character, and like I think it's, to your point, it's easier to relate. I'm thinking like, is it much different than like relating emotionally to a fish? But I think like relating to something that we know is of organic life, I think like a robot provides a specific challenge, and especially at a point where you made a comment earlier where it was so long ago, and so like, even 5 years ago, if you mentioned the word AI, you were laughed at. Right now, it's like, so I think you're right. And I remember, I think they do also use the tone, the sound that they're, and and so there's a lot, I think, that can be done in addition to that.
I just wanted to name out the people who voice act.
Oh yeah, who are they?
This? It is
I'd love to know.
Ben Burt, who does Wally.
Yeah.
He's
look these people up.
also done like
Ben Burt.
Yeah, when Ben, like the Big Ben. Ben Burt. And you have Ellis Knight, who does Eva, and Jeff Garlin, who does the Captain.
No kidding, really?
Yeah. And also animated movies, like it's
Alyssa Knight? Alice Knight.
Elisa.
Elisa, yeah.
Yeah.
Kai, I mean, that's what Kai wanted to do. Kai wanted to go be a voice actor.
Yeah, I think he was going to school.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
He was. And he was great for it. I mean, he was fucking, what a guy.
What a guy.
But with the way AI voices are now, there's no fucking way. I mean, once their protections and their contracts run out, the first industry to go. I mean, because it's just like, it's so easy to replicate and create something new. Have you used the voice mode on GPT?
Yeah.
I mean, fucking blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Eva.
we've so there
Weave.
was something that did stand out to me, which was how much impact he's able to have just by being introduced into a highly controlled system, right? And just through navigating through it, is able to completely throw things on its fucking head.
That's what like really blew my mind because it's like oftentimes you'll watch a movie and you'll be half an hour in and there's so many dialogues and you're like, what the hell is going on? And this movie is like, oh, this is a cute love story.
How long did it take to make? That's why I want to know. 4 years?
Ooh, I actually don't know that.
What do you think? Give me a guess. 6.
No, I want to say like a. I generally feel like it's under a year, but I will give it like up to like between 1 to 3 years.
Okay, so 1 to 3. So approximately 14 years from initial concept to release. So it got pitched in 1994, but 5 years of animation and post production.
Phase of animation,
Yeah.
post production. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow, that's a lot.
that's a long fucking time. But you know what? Back then, that makes sense. Like that lines up. I
Yeah.
think that's why it took
They
them
will take the
so
time.
long to like commit to sequels of movies like
Yeah.
Incredibles and Finding Nemo.
But I think this is when they just like kind of cracked animation.
Mm-hmm.
Right, this is when they just like, all right, we got this. Now we're gonna have our stories and we're gonna animate them and gonna give these people like the best 10 years of movies for kids.
When was Madagascar? When was Lion King? I feel like Lion King kind of started it off.
Yeah,
But it was a different type of animation.
Lion King was
It wasn't realistic animation.
Yeah, Lion King also started as a book,
Yeah.
right, and then a cartoon.
Lion King was a cartoon, like a show.
No, that was Jungle Book. Was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
cartoon.
yeah.
Mowgli.
Yeah. We should have awards. Why do we not have an awards section on this podcast?
What section? I wanted to add that to the directors section.
Yeah, you made a comment about it being awesome that we were kids who got to grow up with this, and I think this was a type of media that was being designed for children because children were living in a world of absorbing media.
Yeah.
We were the first real kids with like we were the TV generation, so we would on a Sunday, like they had Sunday cartoons, but now we had access to any channel. We started so it was different. So they were making content specifically for us. Because it wasn't toys anymore, it was digital, so they had to be good, right? But they had to be good enough for the parents as well.
Because they're the ones who's taking. I mean, so they'll include those like adult jokes, and that's something that I've been seeing in a lot of like Disney movies and even Pixar. Is like, oh, it makes sense because those people who are making them are adults, that they're making it for kids, but they're gonna have a parent who's coming and showing it to them for the most part. So they need to have that aspect of like, in The Incredibles, the husband and wife will have a lot of like regular husband and wife moments, and so these things like the hands touch and you're like, oh, in this movie, and you're like, okay, these guys are in love now. And you're like, okay, John, are you ready to have some kids?
Well, I was listening to a Times podcast, and one of them was talking about their kid watching these new animations, and it's not Paw Patrol. It's like the biggest fucking childhood animation ever made. Does a name come to mind when I say that?
And it's currently running.
Yeah.
Not Paw Patrol. Is it? No.
The point I'm making is that they are designed for very specifically. They are designed solely for kids, and they are designed to capture attention in a very similar way that we've seen like YouTube videos change over the last 10 years or so, where it's like every 2 seconds something is changing. And he was talking about I'd be watching these shows with my kid, and then I would go back and I would watch like a cartoon that I used to watch, and one of the biggest things I noticed is like in the modern shows they're changing every 2 or 3 seconds. You used to have the same fucking profile of
Yeah.
SpongeBob and Patrick for 30 seconds at a time. Like they just weren't overly stimulating. But one of the commentary pieces of commentary you made was that like the content wasn't quality, it was stimulating, and that was the
Yeah.
biggest difference about like these movies. They had to be quality, right? The story
Yeah.
had to have substance. It had to
True.
be engaging.
Because I know a lot of people who like go into like a film like this, and they've told themselves, and I've had this conversation a couple of times where people are like, I don't watch animated films because they're
My
not
dad's
serious,
one of those.
right?
Yeah,
And
hate that.
I'm like, but you're missing out, because the best thing about an animated film is there are no boundaries, things that are limited to like human emotions and human experience. When you go and see a movie like Inside Out, right, you feel each of those emotions that are there as characters,
Yeah.
and the only reason you feel them is because they are allowed to have that exaggerated, right? If you have like 10 Jim Carreys in one scene, it's not gonna work out
Yeah,
really
yeah,
well.
yeah,
But when
yeah,
you
yeah.
have it animated, there is a more like playing around and like freedom.
Very
And
much so. Like, can
yeah,
you imagine never having seen Avatar?
bro.
Right? We showed him when we finally got him to sit down and watch Spirited Away.
Yeah,
He was asleep in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Spirited a fucking Away. I mean, it's a stupid cartoon,
Dude,
and I'm like, it is
yeah.
not a stupid cartoon. Anyway,
I show my dad all these like movies. Okay, so 180 million. We found that's how much it takes to make a
5 years,
masterpiece.
animation, post production.
How
We
much
would
do you
probably
think
do it faster now.
it made? How much moolah?
$483 million.
400.
I would even maybe give it more. Sure, 483. I mean, to this day, it does. You don't seem to made less.
No,
made a
you're
lot
being
more.
really good at these guesses
Yeah,
today. It's
yeah.
521.3
I'll
million.
take it. Yeah, sure. So what is that? That's 3x. A little
Yeah,
less.
yeah, a little X.
Yeah,
No,
24.
one,
That's
oh,
almost
yeah,
spot
180,
on.
yeah.
Yeah,
520.
4.
Five-
Oh wait, no.
360, 460.
540 would be
Yeah,
3x.
or like two,
So
two
2.8.
thirds, something. Yeah,
2.8. Yeah.
Um,
Don't ask us to do math. We have calculators now.
yeah. I choose to talk
Fuck.
about movies and nothing else because I'm not smart, and I am not ashamed to admit it.
Well, fuck.
But
When Eve drops down, when Eve first meets Wally, she speaks in different languages to him.
yeah,
That was crazy, right?
I skipped that completely the last couple of times I've seen it, but when I saw
Yeah.
this, it was like, this is so cool that she's actually trying different languages,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
directive.
Yeah. Directive? Yeah.
Directive. And then he asked about her directive, classified.
Yeah.
She's
Classified.
playing hard to get.
That was so good. And how about her? So I made a comment, and I'm curious what you think. So there was a I made a comment about Wally being introduced in this closed system, and having an incredible impact on it, and kind of creating this domino effect. And when I was watching, I was like, there's a term for this, and the term is perturbation. And perturbation, and he acts as a catalyst that creates this domino effect, and it's something that you might actively introduce when trying to test a system's ability to respond to a stimulus or adapt to a stimulus and act independently. And I'm thinking Eve has a very clear understanding of herself, a very clear high level of ability and intelligence, but she also is aware of the inner workings of this system. She has a clear recognition that the system is not necessarily a good one. When Wally gets there, she's scared for him, right? When they call her defective, she knows what it means. She knows immediately. She's like, fuck, I gotta go deal with this bullshit. And so I find it hard to believe that this is the only time, and we maybe don't know that, but sure, this is the only time that there has been some form of independent event or event to act independently when you have a system such as Eve that is as aware of herself and aware of the fact that this is a not a flawed system, but not one that she likes. Right? So I feel like there, at some point over the last 700 years, there would have been something else to have happened. Maybe there was, and they were beaten out. But yeah,
Yeah, 100%. I think Eve's and again 2008 talking in an animated movie talking about society, women just being 10 times more mature than men are, right? Like we're stupid. We just want to hold your hand. Eve really carries like kind of being the responsible one and kind of being like quick on her feet. Like when they get like stuck in those at the escape chute. Remember when the
Oh,
robot
at the
pushes?
end, yeah, and she's trying to find the pieces, yeah.
And then she gets she escapes, helps him escape. Just overall, like such a fantastic character to write and have supporting somebody. And it's not like Wally is not capable of thinking like that, but in this point of just being around for so long, and he's the last one alive, and
He's simple.
he's simple.
He does. He just all he needs is his
He likes
lighter
his
and his
little
fucking
things,
Rubik's cube.
and
Yeah,
it really
trinkets.
reminds me of like like just my grandpa sometimes, who would just like sit down, he'll open his drawer, and he'll have like his small, like he'll have like his deck of cards or something that he'll play around with, or we'll have like his tool that he used to use, and then he'll come back in his room and lie down and relax, and just like that simple, the simplicity of it just seems very authentic, and makes that experience overall just like so much better, that I felt like not only will I watch this movie again, but I think it being Canada Day, I think it's a perfect opportunity to sit down with your family, and I would recommend watch this movie.
Yeah,
Right, because it's really good, and
okay,
good.
but it does have flaws.
yeah,
It has flaws. It has some
100%.
flaws. And I have to say, when you asked me to come up with a bitch fest for this, my initial thought was that's gonna be hard. And I was thinking about it when I was watching it. I was thinking about how many issues I had within time, and I was just like, and honestly, the last like every movie we've watched, bar Zombieland, every fucking note I'm putting, I put 4 bad notes for every one good note, right? So it was refreshing to watch a movie where I was writing largely nice notes, but I went back and I found some negative notes. How do you want to do this? You want to do this 5 at a time and then we defend? You want to go one on one?
Let's just throw it out there, and
All
then
right.
you can start, and then I can go, and
Well, you mentioned it first, and it's my first note, so I'm gonna bring it up, and then you're gonna talk about it.
Just before you do, this is a segment we are trying to do and build up. Go crazy in the comment sections if you have your take on our takes, because
we'll come at you next time.
Yeah, we're crazy. We love to fight. Go on.
Fucking, we get to control the timeline here. Babies.
Babies. I don't want to ask. I know where this is going, but is it the where do they come from?
Well, yeah, like how? Like, so babies.
Yeah.
Just, what are your thoughts? Because they exist.
Yeah.
They've obviously had new lives over the last 700 years.
True.
So, first of all, how are they getting made?
I don't know if this answer is gonna be correct, but to sound smart, I want to say stem cell babies.
They're born in an incubator, is what you're getting at. Yeah.
Pretty much. It's like robot comes, gets your load off.
That's not how that would work, but sure. Okay. No, that's not.
Damn, I was kind of hopeful about
so
the future.
not how that would work. Okay, so you've got babies born in an incubator. Totally okay. Why? To what purpose?
Oh, because they want them to like kind of be perfect, blonde, blue eyes.
Nice, Gattaca. You gotta watch that movie. How many times have I told you that in you Gattaca is such an important movie because just in life it is a reference you can make
Yeah.
that um, describes a very specific point.
Point.
The whole movie, you can just reference the movie and it's like its own conversation. Just referencing it, it makes the point for you. You
Okay.
gotta see the fucking
Hey,
movie.
maybe we'll do Gattaca.
It's not a bad
Yeah,
idea. Not a bad idea. So here's it. So go on. So why babies?
Because you don't want to spend time like having sex or anything, right? It's time consuming. You got to get up. People don't really have bones to stand up. Instead of having like
They don't have bones except for the one that matters.
the smallest bone in the body. And yeah, it's just that. It's just like the convenience and like 700 years onto like this space.
So I'm gonna rephrase my question.
Sperm flying in the spaceship.
You just walk into that one guy's room. It's just fucking a shattered towel. So I'm not saying why are they being artificially made and why aren't people having babies? Babies are being artificially made because that's the point in society that they've come to. But why are babies being made in the first place? Why are robots choosing to continue the human species?
Oh, because
What's the
humans
point?
can't die. That's the whole program.
That's the
for-
directive, right?
yeah.
Okay, and so I think
to
that's fair.
support
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I did.
That, well,
space-
they're not fucking, and they don't
Yeah.
explain that, but they do show that the babies are being raised by a robot,
Robot,
right? And
yeah.
so I think when you operate, one of the really cool things I think, just like with how AI gets out of control, is just like what's really important is what is its directive, right? And
Yeah.
that is, and so, if the simple directive is, well, sustain human life, make sure we can maintain the continuation of human life, doesn't mean humans need to be involved in that process. We just
Yeah.
need to be able to make sure. And so if we're keeping them relying on this. Okay, so that's my first. Give me one. What do you got?
My one was why is Wally the only robot alive?
Yeah, I had that thought too.
Because
Well, we don't necessarily know that he is, but he's the one in this area.
yeah. So definitely he was not alone when he started, because in the beginning of the movie they show other Wallies,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
They show the wheels.
But he's the one that survived.
survived.
I actually have an idea as to why that might be. Go on.
Is he just stealing parts of dead Wallies?
Well, he is,
right.
yes.
And then why couldn't he help repair a fellow Wally?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a better question.
Right.
Why doesn't he try to repair another one? Huh. Maybe he did. Maybe he did try. So my thought is, maybe he is the one robot that evolved, and he evolved because he came across, say, this tape. Right, and
Yeah.
it has the impact on him, and so that was when he was theoretically birthed, and so now there's self-preservation, right?
True.
And so now he needs to
care.
repair himself. Why doesn't he repair something else? Well, maybe he tried, but it was soulless. It was of no companion, and he doesn't have a need for a soulless companion that works for him because
True.
he's not accomplishing anything there. So.
Right, I like that.
But I love that. But I do like the question. Why didn't?
Because
why not?
it doesn't get
Another.
mentioned anywhere, and from a just logical standpoint for me, it was like, well, if one is awesome, the other is more of him would be better. But then you do raise a good point. It's like maybe he tried and they didn't have the same that empathy component maybe, or that like, oh, I want to dance, I want to fall in love, right?
He didn't succeed in creating the master race.
Not at all. uh, which is really cool also because like they do he does like his boxing in like with the music going, and that's something like we do so often when we're doing our chores, and that just like a little bit humanizes the whole scene. And like, that's like so much, and then you find something in the corner of your room, you're like, oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah. So, they advertise a free septicentennial, whatever the fuck. They advertise the milkshake for year 700
Yeah.
as being free. In everything,
Wait.
isn't
I got
I
lost.
said, in everything, isn't everything free?
In everything, isn't everything free?
Yeah, isn't everything free?
No.
They're completely dependent on the system.
No, because
What do you mean no?
remember when the skins come out, and they're like, oh,
Try it now, and
yeah,
everyone gets it.
and then you press the buy.
Yeah.
But
They don't. But they don't buy it. Really.
There is no mention of currency. So
Yeah, there's no mention of currency. They don't have jobs. They don't have purpose. They're reliant on the system. The whole movie is the fact that they are completely like absorbed and reliant on the system. So they fucking label the bitches free, and I have a problem with that. What it should have been is try and here is a special shake. We made a shake for this occasion. Try it now. Just the same way they didn't say it. You don't get a free outfit. Right? It's like here's your outfit. Blue's the new one. Take it. Here's a 700-year cup. Fucking try it. Right? So they label it as free. I had a problem with that.
Yeah, that is true. There was no mention of like where how people are like buying thing, and if it is free, then it's like when you go to a place and they're like, oh, it's like 50% off, but the initial price is like $3,000.
Yeah,
right? It's like, well, this doesn't make sense then. Then just don't have the discount and just have it at that price.
Fuck.
Right. That's my initial one was gonna be more about the plant.
Okay.
And how it survives.
I got one about the... Yeah, fucking right.
Everywhere.
Space. It gets shot out of the fucking airlock. And then they're flying around with it in fucking space, covering it in fire extinguisher. Okay, so go on.
But on top of that, for me, it was the whole A113 directive.
Protocol, yeah. The original directive was a fucking physical book, which also bullshit. It wouldn't fucking been, right? It was like, come on. Everything else, we're so far in the future. This is stupid.
When he picks it up, he's like, manual. And then I think he goes on and like very comfortably reads the other things that is inside them written in the manual.
But you know what? Yeah. But, well, it was also largely pictures. That, though, is not not inaccurate. There's a video of like a kid sitting in a doctor's office, and it's like 2 years old. They're like 2 years old, and they pick up a magazine, and you just see them try to zoom in on the magazine because they think it's like a broken iPad.
Yeah.
And they don't recognize that it's a book. They don't know what it is. They don't know how to. And so, like, that's fucking crazy. So him speaking into the... Yeah, I think that's completely realistic.
Oh, no, for me it was more like he took time.
He can read everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
But he couldn't read manual. Yeah.
But but that does remind me like him being in that cockpit kind of area. There's probably a better word for like in a ship.
Helm.
Oh, yeah.
We did this earlier.
Told you I'm not smart. He's like, define hoedown.
I was waiting for you to get there.
Okay. Without the definition from this movie,
did you not know?
No. Did you like?
What was a hoedown? I knew what a hoedown was.
Yeah. No. You know what I was thinking. I was like, that's crazy. They put this in a child's movie.
You've never heard that term? So what was the first thing that went through your
Well, holes down. Just good old entertainment.
Man, that's great. What I would have given to have English be my second language just for that moment. In this movie, that would have been perfect.
And then it's like, oh, it's a social gathering where people actively dance. I'm like,
No, it's not.
Different kind of
That's
dancing in
way
my head.
less fun.
Yeah. What are you, weird?
Is that
Nerd?
the foreplay? Or?
Yeah.
I don't know if they got that right. All right. So I agree. Plant would die in space. They lose all of their bone. But then they can stand?
Right? And
It's not how that would work.
because when he's like, oh, you guys will be fine, after like running a few laps on the track. And they're like, we have a truck.
We have I think that was a flaw in the movie. I don't think they have the ability to walk. I think that's the problem. They don't have any fucking bone. They showed the literal video of them, like, if they've never walked in their life, they're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
True.
Right. Which actually brings it a little bigger. Like
Harry
if they
Potter
don't,
when
if
he
they
breaks his
don't have
arm.
bone, what's supporting their
body?
structure?
Well, I looked that up, and astronauts lose about 1% of bone density per month when being in zero gravity, when being in space.
Yeah.
They had done a lot of coordination with physicians to gauge what the evolutionary change would have been over the course of 700 years, and the general response was there would be very little evolutionary change for the human body in that time, but what we do see is even people who are like just on extreme long-term bed rest will over the course of time lose bone density and stunt bone growth, because one of the main things that helps our bone grow is that they're fighting against gravity. And building strength as we like move 100%. And exercise. So I think like that was realistic. The fact that they were able to walk without it, I don't find realistic, especially not based on the fucking graphic.
I think that's a really good thing that a good movie does, is going to that extra layer.
Do its research. Yeah.
Right, because that really acts. Like now we're having this conversation about this, so I'm pretty sure they also thought about it. Like, okay, we're getting these people to stand up. But yeah, it doesn't make sense that after all these years, they're like now just roaming around Earth.
Yeah, I agree. Or that they even have the fucking ability to. And why would they get rid of the chairs?
Right.
Stay in the fucking chair. Well, I guess they want to disconnect from the system. And also the chairs would have to operate within the system. And
I have one theory that might save the movie.
Yeah.
Which is... Never mind. I just remembered.
Well,
I was gonna say like
that's lame.
They're not coming.
It's like turning a movie off 20 minutes before it's over. Fuck you.
Yeah, it is a pretty bad idea.
End the podcast. That'd be fucking great.
That would be so funny. We just go blank. Just kidding. We're still here.
Yeah, how's it going?
Was the ship doesn't travel like immediately, that they're like light years away from Earth, but then I just remembered that it does travel immediately because they go into that jump
hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive.
And so if they have that fucking ability, why haven't they found another habitable planet? To come back to that, it just like everything else makes sense for how humanity would develop and behave, but except that. Like, we would have continued to explore. But then again, it comes back to the why. We have all of our needs met.
Yeah.
We don't fucking... This is a 5-year cruise. We're willing to be in this fucking ship for 5 years. I mean, did you see the size of the fucking thing? It was pretty fucking nice.
this is the way.
This is the way. You
This
got
is
any
the
other
way.
bitch points?
No, I think that was it. And just overall, I felt like because I love doing this since the last time we started, like finding out these like logical points. Because I think it's really good, and
It's
for
impossible for me to miss them. They
yeah,
just stand out when I
and
watch a
they
movie. I
stick,
fucking hate it.
you know. And then you're
I
like,
love it, but I hate it.
Go back,
It's like,
go
yeah,
back.
it's like, come on, I don't know if I buy that.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Like, it's just like, yeah. I mean, come on.
And so I think in a movie that was like pretty much pitch perfect and flawless, I think it was kind of nice to see some flaws. Right?
There's always gonna be
Right? There's
flaws.
always and
It's always, but
missing
very
edge.
few. Like I
Very
had
few.
to hunt for these. I
Yeah.
really only had 3. And you know what? Half of our flaws
Yeah.
were the same. Like
Do you have a score? You want me to go first?
let's go at the same time.
That's
you
gonna
have
sound
yours?
really bad for
Yeah,
people.
well,
to
then
hear.
we'll reiterate
Oh,
that.
okay, perfect.
What?
Yeah.
So
You wanna go
I'm gonna
1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, go?
on go.
On go.
Is it rock paper scissors or? I'm not gonna tell you the secret to winning that game because then I'm never gonna win. All right, so I think I have mine.
Me too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. On go.
On go. You count
Is
down.
it?
I'm like, just
Alright,
say go and
so-
I'll tell you my score.
All right. So 3, 2, 1. 7.8.
8.5.
That was not at the same time. You went 8.5.
I went 8.5.
You went so. What is up with your scoring system? You were everywhere. I like that. I
yeah.
think like I'm often restricted between like 4 and 8. But like you okay.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why.
8.5.
First of all,
What does that give us in terms of tier?
you
Go
did
on,
7.8.
first of all. 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7.8
7.8.
and
7.8.
8.5. So like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm bad at math. Not smart. Told you guys.
We have calculators.
But it's 1 hour 37 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, go on.
it's from the beginning when they just saw like the space and they started the music towards the end when he reboots and they've just landed back on Earth. I think I have not felt a whole roller coaster of emotions, from being excited, from being happy, from being sad, from being out of hope to being hopeful again in this very small time period. And that is why I think like I give this movie such a high score. That being said, the fact that there are logical issues that we just talked about, and on top of that, the climax on its own, as a kid, very fun. As an adult, a little felt a little downplayed,
Yeah.
right? And could have been better. Okay, even with that, I just felt like the last 20 minutes of the movie leading up to when Eve takes Wally back home. Yeah, I felt like that 20 minutes was a little bit overstretched. I think them coming into the control room, getting the plant in there, and then being taken out and then coming back in was a little overdone. Maybe have that whole scenario play out there. But apart from that, I think one of the best movies we have seen for this podcast for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I think one of the best movies ever made, and thanks to the people who put in the work.
Well, I'm excited for when we've seen a number. Yeah, thanks to them. Fucking 5 years, and the writers, and thank you for making a quality movie, a piece of art. I'm excited for when we've done more animated movies, and we're able to now make a rating list, pitting them against each other, because we're gonna do good ones. They're all gonna be fucking classics.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have to fucking battle it out.
Yeah.
If you want a negative to add into your thing to just rationalize your score, just the fucking plant
Just
should
the
have
plan.
died.
Sure.
The plant should have fucking
Yeah.
died. I mean, you ever go do me a favor?
Go to space.
Go to
Yeah. If
Go-
Katy Perry can do it, you can too.
go find a fucking weed in your backyard. Dig the bitch up, put in a boot, and then throw it across the room into a garbage chute and launch the mother out of an airlock into open space and tell me it's still alive. All right, I just don't fucking buy it. So there's that. It's okay. So that's and yeah, I think I like your score of 8.5. I think it should probably be scored above an 8 because I do agree. I think it's got to be one of the best movies ever made, and I find it hard to like put it in that category. Maybe because it's an animated film.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for a non-animated film to have to be one of the best movies ever made, a large part of that goes into the acting and a person's ability to really make the character relatable and believable. And like they do this here, but I feel like I don't want to say it's easier to do that in an animated film, but it's in a way simpler, right? I don't know if
To that, I would ask, like, wouldn't that be
it's maybe more narrow.
Actually, I wanted to say it would be more hard, because you're giving human expression through a non-human.
I know.
But I know what you mean. That like when you see like it's like when you hear like about charity, right? It's much more impactful when you have something that's a problem close to you and that you can see. So it's like when you see a human on screen, you connect with him much more because then you can imagine much more easily going through the same troubles and cycles that this character is going through compared to like a robot, even though you're feeling a lot of those emotions, but you at the end you still know that this is a robot.
Yeah, you can relate to their story, but you can't relate to their experience as much, like the experience of living that life. And I think like I was thinking even in like human style animation that depicts humans, right? It's the way they move, the things they're able to do, it's just not the same. Like they can run into a wall and be okay.
There's a subconscious understanding of like this is a non-living, right? And so you kind of
but I think there's a complexity to the emotion as well. When I say it's simpler, like you can portray very specific emotions with an emoji, but being able to paint a portrait of someone that conveys the same level of emotion, there's more depth, there's more expression, like the things that they're only controlling the eyes, and so it's like, okay, well, you're so limited, so it's very complex in terms of how are we going to succeed. But once you kind of figure out what does what and you throw in some sound, it's okay. But for an actor to train themselves to play these roles of varying highs and lows and extreme highs and lows, so like to be able to effectively convey the emotion of love and heartbreak and death and mourning. I mean, it takes really skilled fucking people to do that. I think, so, but yes, in terms of, is it one of the best movies in the top 100 movies I've seen in my life? Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's just
100%. And, just watching this movie made me realize two things. A, I am fucking excited for, wait for it, Toy Story 5. I think it's coming out 2026. Are
they doing a WALL-E too?
No.
I wouldn't be so sure.
I don't want there to be another WALL-E.
No, it's not been officially,
Yeah. I'm happy with...
Fan-made sequel.
I'm happy with this.
I agree. This is not one that...
The fact that there's so many components and this movie ended up taking 5 years or 14 years from its like, what do you call it, perception of an idea? Is that the beginning?
The inception.
Inception of the idea.
Another weird movie.
Is It is.
And you know what? The whole time I was thinking about actors, I was thinking about like I'm saying yeah, I was thinking about Leonardo DiCaprio.
DiCaprio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was saying that. Yeah.
But yeah, since the inception, like, it took 14 years. It really goes to show, like, when you want to make a good project, I think it's important to give it time.
Hmm.
Um, but also, when it is done just correctly, when, clearly they've had, like, the best people on it, they've had the best intention, and they've spent what seemingly seems to be the right amount of money. Right, where never, like, do you feel like, oh my god, what is this animation, this is weird, I don't like this. Right, and so 180 million spent, I think, well deserved. 100%, like you said, gonna be my top 100 movies that I've seen. For sure, showing it to my kids.
Oh yeah.
Right, hundred
Of
percent.
course.
Right. I mean,
I don't want to show them the fucking shit that they make now.
right. I want to show them, like, Shrek.
To be fair, I
and
haven't
this.
really seen any of the shit that they make.
Yeah, it
now,
would be
so.
weird.
Baby
If you-
shark,
if-
baby shark. Anyway.
Don't worry, I will shoot you on your son's behalf if you did that.
Oh, the score was wonderful.
Right.
Score was wonderful.
What's this song? It's Bobby McFerrin. Don't
Don't
worry.
worry, be happy. Yeah, with the
Be
fish.
happy.
Yeah.
Right. And then obviously Louis Armstrong has to put on your Sunday clothes and Lovey and
Love
Rose.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Fucking
Like,
great.
Thomas Newman is the composer.
Newman?
Yeah. Thomas Newman. He's
What's he done?
American composer. Done Skyfall
Oh.
and
great.
1917.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got that touch of, like, just, grabbing your heart through your ears.
He looks exactly like fucking Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He looks exactly
Here's
like
your picture.
Tom fucking Cruise. No,
Oh.
right? It's there. It's definitely there. I mean, it's not exactly, but it's like from
But it's
afar.
there.
Tell me that doesn't look like a
Like
photo
Tom
of Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
Like, definitely Tom Cruise is dead. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Undoubtedly. Once.
Say this now
Yeah.
with a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day, with all of our fans and my mom's help who are watching us right now, we're big enough that Netflix
we can
and
pay for it.
Amazon, no,
Yo,
they
your
pay
sponsors,
us
they
to
pay-
watch their
yeah,
stuff.
Fucking then I'll tell people where to watch it.
But yeah, Disney, go watch
I know
it.
a lot of other people just use the piracy guide on Reddit, but not me.
That's so mean. I don't know why would you do that.
Why would I do something for free when I can pay for
For
it?
it, right? I mean, don't you hate free stuff too?
Yeah, fucking like the Septua Centennial. It's just okay. I think is that. Have we done it?
Yeah.
Wally. Nice. All right. Well.
That's our time. Thank you for sticking along.
Yeah.
You've been watching the In Between the Scenes podcast. If you have a movie you want us to, go out there, watch it so you don't have to, let us know. Drop it in the comments and we'll be obliged.
Yeah, and if you like this episode, don't waste any time. Hop in the comments, rate us 5 stars, add us to the watch list, and subscribe. And yeah, keep us in mind. Like Wally kept his little plant